This week's Parsha is Parshat Balak. Do we ever think to ourselves, what is the character trait? What is the one thing that we would like to define us when we die? Is it someone that's honest, integrity, honesty, compassionate, charitable? In this week's Torah portion, we find an interaction between Bilam and Balak. We find the story that Balak wants to be able to curse the Jewish people, and he hires the prophet Bilam to do that. There are various conversations that go back and forth between Bilam and Balak. One very interesting conversation that Bilam, the prophet, relays to Balak is as following. He says in the pasuk, it's quoted as Thomas Nafshi Mos Yesharim. May my soul die the death of the upright. Bilam is aspiring to something. He knew what he was doing wasn't correct now, but he knew that when he died, he wanted to be an upright person. We find something interesting, that the first one of the 5 books, Sefer Bereshis, is referred to as well as Sefer Yesharim, as the book of the upright, the book of the straight. Why is that? Because we're introduced to the figures of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who really fit this criteria. They were people, as the Netziv refines to a straight person, someone who is transparent, someone who is positive, and they do things because it's right. When we look at what an upright person is, and we look at sometimes the headlines that we see in the tabloids, and specifically most recently, there are studies that have been conducted, and most recently one in Canada, that people asked, would you agree with the statement that religion does more to more destruction than it does to building, than it does to positivity within the world? And there was 50% of people that said that's correct. One of the ways of being able to understand that is because the only information that they get about religion are negative. When we conduct ourselves, we aspire to be yashar, we aspire to be straight, we aspire to be transparent, do things that are right. And if we do that, and we really are conscious and proactive in leading our lives in a way that is honest, in a way that is correct, then the people that do read these things, and they only associate religion with negativity, then if we do and interact with them, then we may have the chance of being able to change that perception. The Jewish people are supposed to be an Or L'Goyim, a light unto the nations. Being able to do that and implement it is something that we all aspire to do, and which was something that Bilam understood, that when he died, he wanted to be known as one thing, and that was a yashar, a person who was straight, a person who was honest. All of these positive things that one does not need to be scholarly to be able to do. But nevertheless, the decisions that they're making are ones that are right, and ones that only imbue positivity within who we are. Have a wonderful Shabbos.